Hello everybody, Storm here. Welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4 Old World Blues, where we have started up the new series. We're playing as the Enclave in an attempt to rebuild the United States. And so, we've been getting through our opening focuses, which I'm not sure if anything new opens up once we finish, but this kind of seems to be just initial setup that we're getting. So that's good. We're just kind of working through stuff and seeing what else it is that we can do. Do need some political power. Now it's interesting that the den here has not put any troops on our border.
This is Enclave main com.
Ah, there we go.
This is Enclave main com.
Now here's the thing. You have no organization. Okay. Trying to reorganize. Alright. Treaty of Roswell. Lannis' cohort took 3 states. Blue Rose Society was annexed. So, okay. Because we have a deficit of what? Advanced components. And the only neighbor to in our immediate vicinity that has advanced components is the den. So that might be worth being a first expansion target. Well, I would like to get through the remainder of these focuses. Operational security compromise. Mr. President, we are hearing disturbing reports of NCR radio chatter in reference to our facilities. We've also received one report of an NCR spy stumbling onto one of our conference rooms, completely unaware of where exactly he was. Needless to say, the NCR is sure to notice something is terribly wrong if we don't act now. Continuing to operate as normal may have dire consequences. Radio jams, false reports, the usual. We'll activate the decision. Hide activities from the NCR. That's 20 political power. We might need to take decisions to give us political power. So I was kind of avoiding those because I figured it just builds up over time, but... Alright, warrior training is done. Let's get militia training. Yeah, let's just keep working on our training. Uh, 82 days. And it said it gets progressively more expensive. Alright, never let the old flag fall. And despite all that's happened in the last few months, the Enclave remnants are scattered far and across the American, I say far and wide across the American continent. From MacArthur to Chicago to possibly even Texas and beyond, Dornan came to Sierra Depot for a reason: to create a stable base far from prying eyes and prepare for the future. Now, with what he has, what the Anderson and Granite have, they can accomplish just that. It'll be hard, difficult, but that never stopped America before. America will rise, America will go on. The rig may have gone down and families hunted like rats in sewers, but the wasteland should learn it's not so easy to take out America like that. Not by a long shot. We get plus 100 political power, we get 50 units of vertibird transports, 50 units of vertibird gunships. or we get a leader of Lauren Coyote Kelly. I'm gonna take the planes. I'm gonna take the aircraft. Let's spread the word. Now, how much does it cost to justify a war goal in the den? 100 political power and it'll last 500 days? See, what we would be waiting for, I think, is a war between the Legion and the NCR. But we need to grow our power base. Hold on. Chaos in the Navarro territories. Northeast California burns today after a skirmish between Van Graff mercenaries and Shi settlers in the coastal city of Fusang left 21 dead. Order has collapsed in the NCR's Navarro territories. Settlers aligned with the Shi and the tribals in the region have both taken up arms against the local garrison, successfully taking control of the east and south of the frontier territory in what has been dubbed the Navarro Crisis. As the Shi, NCR, and Eureka furiously debate intervention, open warfare in Navarro is expected to commence, an event which will pose a serious threat to diplomatic relations between the three factions no matter the outcome. Okay. Let's just start working through them. Better call Sal. Okay. The question is, what have you got? Let's start infiltrating. We can't. We need 20,000. Oh, so 20,000 caps. Oh, 4 days until deposit. Not sure why I didn't get any there. That's strange. Our old allies. Before the rig's destruction, we contracted with one of the new Reno crime families, the Salvatores, trading drugs for weapons. Well, it's a time-honored tradition that family has been kicked out of New Reno due to their plot being uncovered. Even plasma rifles can't stop a mob of angry thugs and mob enforcers. They've been living on the New Reno outskirts while the Salvatores themselves have headed north to outrun Mr. Bishop. Many of those he once employed are now desperate for protection, and we can use that to our advantage, bolstering our numbers and diverting the more scientifically minded ones to work on lesser projects, freeing up our best for more important research. Okay, let's see. We get plus 200 manpower. We gain a research slot. NCR suspicion will go down by 20. Where can I see NCR suspicion? I guess that is that. 30. Okay. I don't know what the threshold is before it becomes a problem. Distribute them among the teams. We get plus 200 manpower. Or we get a Salvatore scientist who grants research speed plus 2%. You know what? I'd rather have the research slot. Our choice. Gee, let's see. Never forget our past. Let's do that one first. Let's grab basic tools. So we can have 150 aircraft. Let's see. All right, we have 50 vertibird gunships. That should give us a decided advantage in anything we try to do. Payload gliders, all right. Requires motorized flight. Let's grab barrage balloons. We're gonna work on the air tech.
Was the night before Christmas, when all through the house, not a creature was stirring. Not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there.
Heat attrition. Division defense. I'm not entirely sure we're going to do that yet. Washington Brotherhood took 8 states. The combination was annexed. The raiders who take refuge just outside our borders have sent us a simple message: pay tribute or die. Then, Sierra Enclave tributized. The Den will gain the option to raid our lands. I think I want to deal with the Den. Let's start justifying a war goal. We will not be pushed around. Because you have what I want. Caesar's Legion took a state. Rusty Hooks was annexed.
This is Enclave main com.
Never forget our past. Base stability plus 10%, 150 research bonus for combat support tech. Alright, let's do our choice. Okay, well, we got a 50% bonus. We'll see if we can take advantage of that. Let's see, this is, it's 50. I do have some concern here about this. Fusang, the Navarro territories, right. What's going on over there? National focus completes. Our president. Sergeant Dornan was well respected by both the Reformer and Purist factions within the Enclave. Nonetheless, neither see him as a viable president and have presented their own candidates. The Purists have selected Franklin Anderson as their candidate, while the Reformers are led by Douglas Granite. It appears the Purist faction has advantage. The support of the Sarge could still tip the scales in favor of the Reformers. I think we'll go with Sergeant Dornan. No, Franklin Anderson. We are. Sergeant Dornan, we have to do who he supports. Alright, we'll go with that one. Research furnace, work assignments. Let's get dedicated workshops. Okay, yes. More focuses are opening up as we progress, as I thought there might. Ah, we can actually train some divisions now. Excellent. Can I actually edit these? I can actually edit my stuff now. Alright. Come on, production. What are we actually producing? We're not producing Protectrons. We got power armor. Energy weapons. Enclave power armor infantry, which are paradroppable.
Enclave here.
Rapid response divisions. More armor platoons. These are much smaller. Combat with 12.5. I have no army experience, so I can't even really do much of anything. Let's actually train some power armor infantry. So we have 8 out of 20. Special forces. I think probably 20 width. Is probably what we'll be going for. 20 width divisions. Yeah, those are 20 width combat. Okay. We'll get him in there. Yeah, we're short power armor. That makes sense. Smoke signals. All right. Cars technology, vacuum tubes. So I guess we'll work in that direction. Alright, Anderson's past. Dr. Franklin was a prominent member of the Enclave Chemical Corps, formerly involved in several secret projects during the presidency of Dick Richardson, notably the FEV experiments of Mariposa and the creation of Frank Horrigan. He managed to survive the destruction of the rig as the good doctor was sent with other mid-level members of the Enclave to oversee operations at Vandenberg Air Force Base, to oversee further deployment of FEV Curling 2. He garnered support when his team learned of the destruction of the rig and the siege of Navarro, becoming a figure they could look up to. This indomitable spirit has been imbued in him when he was young. A young scientist, he distinguished himself as stared down a rampaging Frank Horrigan until he could be subdued. I guess Frank Horrigan must have been like a super mutant. If we're talking about FEV. Then I'll test subjects for the Chemical Corps on the mainland. Division recovery rate. Pioneered a new composition of the common stim pack via self-testing. Research speed plus 5%. That's stability plus 10%. Is that base stability? Well, a 5% research speed would be nice. I'll take the stability. No, that is not base stability. It is just another modifier. Okay. Funded by the NCR. Times, however, were not kind to Anderson and the Vandenberg survivors as they debated on whether to head north to Navarro or attempt to escape east. Their sentries were ambushed by NCR soldiers. Anderson himself was even captured by NCR rangers and tortured for several hours. Information on his team before being freed in a daring operation by his loyal soldiers led by his protege, Henry Miller. Though the incident left him scarred and with a deep-seated hatred for the so-called New California Republic. When the team learned of another group of survivors at Bloomfield Space Center packing up on what few vertebrates, it was learned they all fit. First watch with several of his soldiers, good men and women, volunteered to stay behind and lead the NCR away. As the vertebrates took off, Anderson saw the first instances of rifle and laser fire exchange between the two as the bear closed in for the kill. As he watched, Anderson swore vengeance. NCR attack bonus against country plus 10%. Defense bonus plus 10%. It would take 200 political power. You know what? I'm going to say swore vengeance. Because we're going to have to deal with the NCR here at some point, and having bonuses against them is going to be nice. Alright. Dealing with the rusty hooks. Arriving at Bloomfield, Anderson found out the survival group was a pitiful excuse of rejects assigned to protect the base, with President Richardson's useless son Harold as the administrator. Anderson quickly set himself up as the de facto leader when he negotiated with the Rusty Hooks for protection against the growing powers in the region. Despite his distaste dealing with mutants, the small Enclave garrison could never hope to stand against the larger threats in Arizona and Mexico. Dealing with the Rusty Hooks, Anderson was disgusted by their behavior, appalled by what these mutants were capable of. His beliefs were hardened as he watched their depravity, but they were necessary until they could get the rockets working. These are not civilized people. These were animals, bloodthirsty animals. So this, Anderson thought. Let's see. Division attack plus 10%. Guaranteed tension limit plus 10%. You know what? Their fate was to be lab rats. Research speed plus 5%. I'll take that. Alright, flight from Bloomfield. Of course, nothing was last forever. Despite Anderson and his team's best efforts, they were able to get Bloomfield operational, though they did gain understanding of how the pre-war satellite communications worked. There's just never enough time or material to work with, and soon a new threat emerged out of Flagstaff. The Legion began its march to conquer all Arizona, and the Rusty Hooks were in their sights. What few envoys sent out to the Legion never returned, and the Rusty Hooks began demanding that he and his survivors help them in fighting the Legion. Desperate for answers, it was only the signal from the Sierra Army Depot that saved them from certain destruction. Even with age taking its toll on Anderson, he managed to rally the Vandenberg survivals and Bloomfield garrison and evacuate the spaceport, with Anderson noted for the war penalty stability modifier. Resource gain efficiency. I'll take the resource gain efficiency. The Great Utah Raid. Flying north over the Legion, the flight was to take them through Utah, through southern Idaho and Oregon, and into northern Nevada, completely avoiding the NCR by a wide margin. During the flight, however, it was discovered that several of their transport vertebrates were low on fuel, and their choice was to either ditch or conduct an emergency landing. Landing in northeastern Utah and extracting information from several captured caravans, it was discovered 3 raider groups in the area had the ability to produce a vertebrate fuel substitute. One was the road raging raiders called the 80s. Another was a group of survivalists operating out of an old train station to the north. The third was another railroad hub to the south that had recently been taken over by a massive tribe called the White Legs. Looking over the options, Anderson asked for volunteers and was met by a show of hands. He told them where they were going. A single one backed out. Their target was Annex war goal against Kemalt Station. Annex war goal against the 80s. Or against the White Legs. There's the White Legs. There's the 80s. Kemalt Station. It's gonna be a while before I get there. I don't even see Kemalt Station. I think we'll go with the 80s. Alright, arriving in Sierra Armor Depot. Anderson, with his years of experience and a near cult-like following he had garnered, took many of the old and weary members of the Enclave into the depot. Returning to freedom, he has championed ideals of the Enclave of old: purity, supremacy, and the reestablishment of America. His rhetoric on mutants, hardened by years of seeing the so-called civilizations they create, landed with resounding success with those in the depot who were tired of living under fear of persecution by the NCR and patronized by others for their status. Now, with his vote secure as president of the Enclave, as far as anyone knew, he and his rhetoric are ready to lead the Enclave, America, and humanity into a brave new future. Ooh. Command power? What's my max? 200. I'm gonna waste 100 of that. So we'll take the army experience, because I could definitely use some army experience. Make some adjustments. Yep. We're gonna have to go purity. Alright. Not much else we can do. We're gonna try and go after the den. We're gonna see what happens. What do we have of intel on them? They have 2 to 6 divisions. We don't know if they have any aircraft. I don't think the transports can really do anything. All right. It's going to be a little while, though. September of next year before we'll get that justification complete. Alright, I'll have to decide what to spend that army experience on when we come back for next episode. So we'll go ahead and stop here. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.